start thinking about.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brian Chastain Scott here, back with another video, documenting my journey to 88, age 88. That's one of my goals, is to live a great life, live a good life to at least to age 88. I want to be able to, that's just one of my goals, one of my dreams, that I can make it that far. And I have a lot of things to do that I want to do before I even make it that far. And there's things that I need to do, and if I really want to make it that far. One of those is eating healthier, eating better. I don't have to change my habits or change my diet. But if I want to have a better life, if I want to later on in my future, if I want to have less problems than what I'm already going to have or already might have in the future, I should probably try and do something about it now to make it less challenging or less of a issue later on in life. So that's why I'm changing my diet a little bit, eating healthier, watching what I eat, and choosing what I eat and deciding what I eat, because eating better is going to lead me to my goal of surviving, at least surviving to age 88. Eating healthier is going to help me be more there for my daughter when she's older, when she's even more active than what she is now. Like, if I want to keep up with her a little bit, I got to take some steps now to be able to always be there, always be able to support her, be able to say, look, I didn't always have the time, but I did this when I had the time, or I took these steps when I had the time. Because later on the road, she's going to have her own struggles and challenges, and I'll be able to help her if she ever comes into a situation that I've been in, or a situation that I'm going through. Like, everything will still be okay. Like, everything, no matter what you go through, no matter what happens, you are in control in some way. Like, you are able to change some things that you might feel like are coming your way, or that are bad things happening to you. You can change some things and get a different result later on. It will get you a different result later on. Like, eating healthy is going to get you a result later on. You're not going to get it right away. You're not going to get results right away. But if you keep taking the steps, eventually you're going to start seeing results. Eventually, and actually do something with that time, not just kind of do it or do it for somebody else. You want to do things that are for you, because you're the one that's going to have to go through it. You're the one that's going to have to do it. And whether you do it willingly, do something that you want to do, because then you're going to make sure that you actually do it right. You actually take the time to learn it, because that's the goal. You want to, if you're doing something for yourself, it's for your own experience. You want that for you, not because someone else wants that, or because someone else is putting that on you, or putting that, like, if you want to do something, you do it. Like, you're gonna end up doing. You should point at one time, no matter what you have around you or what you have or don't have. You don't need a lot of things to achieve your goals and dreams. You just have to start somewhere and build up to get to that point, to get to your goals and dreams. Not everything's going to happen right away. And take time. Everything does take. You're just wasting your time if you're not doing things that are part of your goals and dreams. You're kind of, or things that are, because I'm not going to say part of your goals and dreams, but just doing things that mean something to you, that you're gonna, it's gonna push you forward or keep moving you forward. Um, like singing it for me move forward. It's helping me continue to grow and grow myself in ways that I never really thought I could. It's like writing. The title of the stream. It's or the video. I'm writing books too. Like I never like speaking about them wasn't in my uh, was never really planning on speaking about them. I just wanted to write books. I just wanted to write things that I was interested in, and then later I have written a couple books now, and I can talk about them a little bit now. And that wasn't really my plan, but it was like, well, you can actually talk about something that you wrote. Um, but I'm not going to talk about. I'll talk about a little bit about the one that I'm writing right now, but it's more of a it'll be like a superhero type book, a superhero or what was it, nonfiction or fiction. It's a story. It's not really a real story. Uh, can't think of the name right now, but just something different than just a story in my own view, my own uh, type of story that I want to do or that I would want to read and just having fun with it. I don't know if you can see what I got on screen, but I have some pages for this one. About 10, almost 10 pages in. Um, but working on it. I'm taking the time, taking the steps to just do and just to try and just to have that experience. Like, okay, this really is something that I want to take the time to do every day. Or this isn't something that I want to do every day, but maybe I'll do once a week or once or twice a week. Like, I won't really know it unless I actually put in the time and put in the effort, like I have been with music. Like I'm not like having a little trouble with the microphone and static and everything. So, and I'm not sure how to get that fixed yet, but I'm researching on YouTube, Google search, and it all is coming up with me having to buy things in order to stop what's happening from happening. So kind of set that aside and go on to my next thing because once I get money, then I'll be able to buy what I need and hopefully that will fix the problem. Because if that doesn't fix the problem, a little bit farther along, it figures out a way to make uh, turn people into zombies, and he uses that to uh, help them make different life choices, I guess, and to give them a chance to make different life choices. And zombies are used in, or zombies are included in the story. So that's about the one that I just finished. And this one is more going to be more of a superhero one. Um, and we're not really fighting evil yet. It's more about bringing more good, and doing, focusing on the good stuff, not the bad stuff for the people against them. Focusing on the good parts of being a superhero, I guess. Um, if it even turns out that way, because might get to writing and change some things up or send it in a different direction, but I just have to start doing it and go from there. So sorry if I don't interact with you writing, and I don't have this. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I figured out what it is. I can do this. Don't think so. If anybody writes in, maybe I'll put it on this one. What's this one? Where's this one? Can go like but I'm just documenting my writing, and I'm just doing the things that I want to be doing and trying the things that I want to try. Yes. Hope y'all are having a great day so far. Struggle is real. Trying to get this in the right place. Where it's out. Moves away a little bit. I'm sorry. Got ET in the background.
I just know he's busy, and I know he gave me his number. And I'm busy. What episode are we on now? We just did what's 199. 190. Yeah, let me throw a 20 in there right now. Just to, you know what I'm saying? Just for
Wow.
Okay, so feel me. Okay, so man, how do I say this? I already put the 20 in. 20 in. Go. Just say it. Yeah. So, people. Okay, so people. Okay. My man gonna call me. Nah, people look at the halves, and now it's like they turn into leeches. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, oh, can I have some of your time? I just want to pick your brain. And I don't know if people understand, but that's like nails on a chalk. I don't know how to tell people to get around that, but like, oh, you probably get it all the time. Man, can I just get a half hour of your time? It never takes that long. I'll take you to lunch. And it's all of these things, and I'm like, easy for me to go to lunch on my own. I promise you. Way easy. I promise you. Yeah. Because it never is as long as they say. Right. And then it's like you want to call. Say that again. Don't say that part. It's never as long as you say. Because that's manipulative. Oh, no question. Yeah. You're like, yo, let me just get 5 minutes. Right. But if I stay on the phone with you for 2 hours, you're going to stay there. You're never going to cut it off. Yeah. And so I understand what you guys are saying about being around the 1% and getting with the 1%. But I think the real problem is people don't know how to be around the 1%. You know what I mean? We talked about that before, but we didn't talk about it in the sense of how can you get around the 1% or put yourself, not even with the 1%. You got a crazy thing. I don't think you need to get with the 1% if you're not close to the 1%. Right. No. I'm saying it's levels. Yeah. It's levels. So I'm saying in Mario Brothers, before you go to level 5, you got to beat level 4. Yeah. And so some of y'all are trying to go straight from level 1 to level 5. Chico. No. I'm saying are no disrespect, a gentleman came up to me and said, "Can you listen to my podcast?" I said, "Oh, you got a podcast?" He said, "Yeah, bro. I appreciate, I listen to every one of yours." Shout out, he's listening right now. He knows exactly who I'm talking to. He said, "I listen to every one of yours. Just want you to listen to my podcast." I said, "Cool. How many episodes you got done?" He said, "Bro, this the grand opening. It's the first one. Just want you to listen to it. Get your feet for the first one. First one." That's that look. You know what I'm saying? First one. The big boy is there, bro. And so I said, "Hold on, let me get this straight. Now, what episode are we on now? We just did what's 199. 199. We coming up on 200. Can we do something special for 200? Get a bigger bucket. Yeah, we got 200. Yeah. I'm talking about. I need a pool. We going hardcore on 200. Everybody get it. But he said to me, he said, "Can you listen to my podcast?" I said, "How many you got done?" He said, "One. It's the first one." I said, "So you mean to tell me I got to go 200 straight to get people to listen to mine? And you got to do one. And because you saw me and you happened to bump into me, that's your chance to make me listen to your first episode." I said, "Bro, you about to waste my time for an hour and you might not even do an episode 2. Right. I don't even got to know that you did an episode 2. You did the first one." And so there's a problem with people trying to skip levels. And we've talked about it before, but I think we need to revisit it because you're thinking, okay, I need to be around. It might not be time to be around Maul in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get your feelings hurt trying to be around Maul in that regard right now. You want to learn from Maul, but you don't want to just be kicking it with Maul and Maul your homie right now. You can't keep up with Maul right now. And I think people are hesitant to find that person that's just above them. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to look to their immediate circle. They think, well, everybody around my hometown not really on that, or I don't really have anybody. And I think there are people there, but you're going, I want that without doing this. And so I just wanted to go back, E, because you said be around the 1% or the haves, if you will. Stop kicking field goals. But how do you get around them? Like, how does somebody endear themselves to you?
Okay, so always talk about the football thing and exposure. But we talked about how many books within a month I sold versus the other books. And what I did different with this book, and I'm gonna show somebody how to do it. I sat down and said, "Hey, E, instead of writing a book for millions of people who you don't know who they are in the first place," you know what I'm saying? That makes sense, Mark. You said, "I want to sell millions of books." Okay, who are you selling a million books to? That means you may have to sell it to a million different people, which is almost impossible. Just to be honest, it's impossible. So I sat down and said to myself, "Okay, E, if you want to get in the school district, because you say you want to be in the school district, 1%, what do you need to do differently than any other book you wrote?" And I sat down, Paul, and said, "You need to take care of the needs of one particular person. Who is that?" So I thought about students. It was like, that's going to be rough because students don't necessarily have money. Then I thought about teachers. I'm like, that would be cool, but teachers don't really have that kind of money. I was like, you know what? I can write a book that will make a superintendent look sweet. Like, I can literally solve one of the problems that might be the top 5 problems that a superintendent would have. And by solving his problem, he gonna love me and he gonna want me in his circle, or she gonna want me in their circle. And that's exactly what I did. I sat down, talked to all my teacher friends, went online, talked to superintendents, and was like, "Yo, what's the biggest, give me the top 5 challenges that you're having." And when they gave me the top 5, one of them was, that I knew was mine, was the disconnect between, they like, "Yo, E, we just got kids here, they don't even want to be in school. Like, they just come. They don't do well on these standardized tests, and we know they're not stupid. They don't care about these tests. Like, it just don't make sense. Like, they don't want to be here for 180 days. How can we get them engaged?" I was like, I got it. So the first thing I did was wrote Cartoon Boys. I'm like, yo, don't write no book. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even make sense to write a book that's academic in nature because these kids don't want to be there. So I did the Cartoon Boy. And if you notice, like, I don't know if people know who this is, but Iggy is really Nikki. So I just started using real people. That's Nikki. You ever seen her with her hair backwards with all the hair? I'm in there, got Jalen in there, right? And so I started thinking about the people in my circle. I started thinking about C's personality, Carl's personality, my personality. What's his name? Mustafa's personality. And so I wrote a book about real people and their real challenges and what they really go through in life and why they wouldn't particularly care for school. And then I come in there and spoke to them and boom, gave them an assessment at the end so they can execute at extreme level. And then the test is going to show teachers why Dave ain't really about school, why Iggy don't like school, why Cindy don't like school, why Courtney don't like school. And now you got the test and I can train. And they was like, genius. We've never had a book so simple, but yet. And that's how I got superintendents all over the world calling me and buying books in bulk. I got my man Dean Stevenson, who was the dean, same thing. He was like, I just text him, like, I'm coming to Nashville. I'm coming up there for free. What you want me to do? He's like, yo, I got a group of leaders on campus, and I need them to take the school to the next level. I'll sit down, give them the test, give them the book, go through if they're a D or I, S, and he like, yo, in an hour, how could you? And so now it's like, I need to buy so many books. I might eventually get him to buy books for every student that's at the university. Why? Because I didn't go in it like, yo, I want to be with the 1%. I went with, what does the 1% need right now that nobody else is taking care of? And how can I make their job better, keep them in their job, keep them making money, and keep them at a place where they feel like, because most of the time when you get to that level C, they got most people taken from them. And I was like, what can I add and add value to their life? Yeah, say that again. You feel me? Say that again. Well, most of the benefits, like most of the people that go to superintendents or leaders in school are asking, what can the institution do for me? And I went, Maul, yo, what would it be like if I actually took care of this dude and told the dean? This is what I told him. I didn't even know it, Maul. He's not a dean anymore. He's the VP now. But here's what I told him when he was a dean. I will be the one person in your life that's going to help you keep your job and blow up at your job. So whatever you think ET can do to do that. So of course, when he became VP, he's like, I'm over all the leaders now. Did you mean that? I said, I meant it. All I'm asking for is for a room and a group of students. I paid CJ talking this one. I'm already going to Alabama A&M. Instead of flying into Huntsville, I'll fly into Nashville. I'll speak for you for an hour for free. I'll finish. He was like, ain't no way you going to. He called it a generosity war. Ain't no way you gonna come up here and do all that for me and I don't do something for you. I need books. I need you to come back and do training. And guess what he said, Mom? How you getting to Huntsville? I was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm driving to Huntsville. And so now there's a war where I went, spoke to his students. His students were like, yo, you know E.T. So then we get pictures with all of them. Now, they saying E.T. came, bruh, and I'm just learning to see the way you get into certain venues is not to see what you can get from them, but see what value, and not just value, meaningful value. Don't go like she said, walking around, I want a whole bag. He don't even carry a bag. All right. And if I do, I make Didi carry my bag.
So let me just say this, because I really want like people to get through this stuff, and I want you to really think. And I was on the phone the other night. We had our game changer call, and I was on the phone, and I told them, the crazy part about this circle is, do you know nobody has ever spoken on stage with us who's asked to speak on stage? Wow. Think about that. Wow. Do you know how many people have asked, yo, can I open for ET? Can we speak with ET? Not one person who's ever been on the 1%, take control, anything we've ever done has come on, and they never asked to come on, right? So I say that to say, to E's point, when you can find a gap and fill a gap, or when you can take away stress, what does Josh say? Either add value or take away stress. It's the two ways you can endear yourself to the 1%. I promise you. So let's just look at our own circle, right? So I swear, just as you sitting here talking. So let's look at E. When I saw E, I saw somebody who was dynamic with the message, right? He could speak. There was no question. Let's give E got this. He did have it. I saw it and I was like, whoa, that's dope. I never came to him and asked him, can I be your right-hand man? What I did was I saw the gaps and I went, ooh, he just rolling on solo. Like, he just kicking down doors. He don't have no strategy to it. He don't really have like a system to it. So if I can come in and add value, then I can be a part of this team. Carl then came in and was just like, I'm here to do whatever it takes. Carl was like, bet, I'll do a brochure. He picked up on all the things that E and I didn't want to do. Let me just jump in. The biggest one was, again, he go speak somewhere, dude, and I'm like, there's no way this message can just die in this room.
So just 30 kids in here heard that and 2 teachers? And no way. So literally, to see his point, I went back to school. I went back and did a master's degree in video production.
Yeah, right.
I really want this thing to grow. It has to grow outside these
I think I know.
That's the value that I feel I can bring.
Right.
Like, yo, I got that. This is a
So then you say, okay, well, Josh
What do
is
you mean
brought
drop
us up.
this out of the break?
Josh
Auntie,
hired E,
I came out here to make sure that I shut all the doors.
and then did
truck,
consulting work for
and
us.
then
Calling
had to go
Josh like,
back
yo,
to
what
the
you
store
think? What
and
you
then
think?
drop
What you
dogs
think?
out
Just
there.
add value. Never said,
don't forget the gear. Remember,
Oh,
Josh
fine.
said gear, hat, the
Josh came
logo.
up with the
Oh.
On his staff.
So just adding value, right? Let's look at Maul. Maul never asked to be on this podcast. Maul never asked to be on this stage. What did Maul do? Maul came to every single event.
He showed me notes on his phone today from the boot. I
Oh,
don't remember Maul at the
okay.
boot camp. I'm serious.
Oh yeah, no. I remember. They're gonna tell you. Let me tell you something so crazy. The first boot camp, do you remember?
I'm not sure.
I remember Maul. I was sitting in there.
You got that way.
I was sitting off campus to the side. And I got the crazy part was, and I showed C the other day, and I just showed Carl today. In my book, everybody that I'm connected to right now, I was taking notes. I was taking Kenny. I got notes with C, and then on my notes with C, I don't even know why I even put this.
You know.
I have no, because I wasn't trying to be no speaker. Hey, that's the joke. But I wasn't even. I'm about to get this bucket. Let me get my money. Hey, better put your money in the bucket. Hey, I didn't go. I'm about to let it ride. We just about to let it ride right now. We just about to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? That's about a half a meal. That's right. Let's go. But yeah, I took notes, and I mean, man, speaking things in existence, bro. Yeah. You know, I promise you, I didn't know I was gonna be part of the squad. I didn't know that I was gonna be on a team like this. But I wrote down about 5 years ago. I wrote down about that I need to change my circle of influence. And then I wrote down seek mentorship from CJ.
Bro, I was tripping when I saw it. I was like,
bro, my wife showed me, she was going through cleaning up stuff. It's like, man, these are old books. Was also in Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut. I took notes. That was the first one. That's when we met. And the crazy part about it, you might not remember this, but that's when I came with my son. I remember that part. And then and then you pulled me to the side. Was like, man, bro, because I was telling you about my wife couldn't make it. She had to take care of some business at the daycare. Something happened, and then you was like, man, well, let's make her a video. CJ took my phone and held the video. You had me in the video with my son, and we did a video together. 5 years later, we on stage together. Oh, that's
here go the crazy thing. Still never asked. Never asked. He wrote down seek mentorship from CJ.
Never asked you for mentorship.
Let me tell y'all something.
I wouldn't even
The craziest thing about Maul, I went and pursued Maul. Look, I gave Maul my number. Now you know how it is at the conference. You give somebody your number, which I don't do anymore, so don't ask. And I'm a D now. No, I'm just saying, because I got to respect my own boundaries now. But what happens usually is if I give you my number, you text me 17 times before I even make it out the door. You know what I mean? And then you calling me at awkward times. And I remember I gave him all my numbers. Like, yo, hit me up. And I genuinely meant it. Yeah. And he never hit me. And then I saw him at the next conference and was like, yo, let me give you my number. He was like, oh, I got your number. It's the same number. I'm like, for sure. Use it. Yeah, right. Another conference. No call in between. He there. So I'm like, okay, clearly dude rock with us, but I don't know why he ain't hitting me up. So I called him. And I randomly, I was going through my phone. I don't know if I was close to the J's or whatever. It was like, because it said J Chicago. Because I remember you said you're from Chicago. So I was like, I put your number as J Chicago. And I just called. I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, this CJ. He was like, we just talked for a minute. And I'm trying to tell you what I'm saying is, you cannot, the 1%, whatever, people you looking to be around, you have to relieve stress or add value. I can't tell you how many people call me and you heavy. Like you heavy. Like, yo, you call me and I done turned into a therapist. I don't even know you like that. Like, you think you're going to endear yourself to me. You call me, hey, bro, I'm living. I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to bust it down for my fam. I'm trying to get to it, do my thing. And here you come. Oh, man. shoot, it could be better. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, yo, you just heavy. And so I don't think people understand that in order to be around those people or endear yourself to people you, not even us, it ain't about us, people in your own life who you just would like to spend some more time with or learn from, you can't be heavy. You got to be the opposite. You got to take stress away. Like, that's how I got around E, for real. I was around E and I just started looking and I was like, yo, that person coming, everybody put their problems on E plate. E, oh, my wife, my husband. Oh, my grades ain't good. I'm about to get kicked out of school. Oh, this. I was like, oh, I'm like, yo, everybody come at E with a problem. I'm like, yo, how is he relieving any of his stress? Who helping him just be like cool and just take pressure off him? I was like, all right, cool. I'm never bringing any problems to E. To this day, how many problems I brought you? To this day, have I ever called you and be like, yo, Candace told me she's about to leave? I bring him no problems. You know what else? You know what else? Exactly. What I'm saying, if I did have a beef with my girl, I still wouldn't even hit. I'd be like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't call. I'm talking about, you know how you got to like break glass in case of emergency? Yeah. I still got E in the glass. I have never used him for that because I know, man, he got so much going on. He's human. Like, I don't even want to bring that to him because then if I become another parasite in his life, another leech that's just taking, yo, E, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? I get on that other list of I'll get to it when I can. And I put people on the list quick. So listen, if you call my phone and I don't answer, it's because you don't own me.
And it's to your point. It's not even with even bringing a problem. Sometimes it's about respecting my time.
Your favorite Netflix show gets canceled before the second season. You draw last pick in your fantasy football draft. You're roused from your sleep by the construction outside your window, the one day you can sleep in. Listen, we can't change those things, but Clearbank is changing one unfair thing: how hard it is to get funding as an entrepreneur. They know it's scary to put your house up as collateral for a bank loan, and how scary and time-consuming it can be pitching to investors, not to mention giving up pieces of your company if the investor likes it. Clearbank believes that funding can be easy. Clearbank has created a new way for founders to raise money without tapping into their personal resources. They can fund you anywhere from $10,000 to $10 million in a single day. All you need is to fill out their 20-minute term sheet to get started. Clearbank works with e-commerce companies, SaaS companies, and yes, mobile apps too. They have funded thousands of entrepreneurs and are on track to invest over $1 billion in 2019. As a special gift to our Secrets to Success podcast listeners, qualifying companies that get approved by Clearbank will get an additional $1,000 of capital. You heard me correctly, an extra $1,000 to sign up. Visit clearbank.com/success. That's clearbank.com/success. CLEARBANC. That's bank with a C.com/success. Clearbank. Stop pitching and get back to doing what you love. That's growing your business. Oh, no question.
It's about respecting my time. He gave me his cell phone number. I promise you, before you gave me your number, that what I got. And right. He used to give his number out on stage. And I'm 555. He was happy too. I didn't even ask him. Hey man, take my number down, bro. Yeah. But I never called him because I know he's busy. I just know he's busy, and I know he gave me his number.
And you're busy.
And I'm busy at the same time. But I know he gave me his number out of love. Kind of like, man, what's up, bro? Let's meant for me to just blow him up and take time away from his wife, his kids, his business. Come on, man, respect. Y'all respect that person, man.
Get it out.
Let's go, man. Get it out. Let's go, man. That man, you know what I'm saying? That man got a family and stuff. And so I respect that. So if you're gonna connect with the 1%, respect the 1%. Respect their hustle. Understand that they got a family. Understand they got a business. Understand that.
I respected the 1% so much he didn't even know I wasn't even in the 1% back then. I'm like, what you seeking mentorship?
But he knew though.
I'm trying to hold on to something.
Walk me through it, the 1%. Yeah, walk me through more
vision.
What did you do between wanting to get mentorship, wanting to be in a different circle, to actually making it happen? Like, what are some of the things that you can go back and tangibly do? Because you were already in the 1%.
Crazy, right?
Yeah,
no,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? You were already in the 1%.
Paul was already a millionaire coming to our conference.
You know what I'm saying? And so with you, Just what people have to understand, there's levels to the 1%.
Right.
So you was like, financially, I'm in the 1%.
Yep.
Now I want to be in the company of 1%.
Yep.
You feel me? What were some of the things that you did from the waiting period to now? I'm sure there are a couple of things that you have that you can say there's 1% that you may not have had 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, just really my training, man. So in between that time period, I was working on me. I'm talking about like physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, trying to be the best version of myself. Because I knew when I did connect with y'all, and even if it wasn't you guys per se, but just somebody else, I wanted to not be a crutch. I wanted to come in like, man. So by me working on myself and not looking for you to verify me, not looking for you to verify comments, you know what I'm saying? Not looking for you to big me up as far as my income or anything like that. I was like, what can I bring to the table already? So I didn't know, man. Look, you never know how God is going to position you. You never know where you're going to be at. But the thing is, it's not a matter of if it's going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. Will you be prepared? Will you be in a position where people look at you like, oh, you the last man coming off the bench? Or they look at you like, wow, man, bro, you about to dominate. And then when you do that, when you position yourself and you work on yourself, other people notice that. They notice it and they bring you. Like I told you, I never in my life thought that I would be speaking. Never in my life. But my wife had to remind me every single day. I listen to motivational speeches for at least about 3 hours. I listen before I wake up. I listen. And while I was at work, matter of fact, I used to, all day at work, I had little earplugs in my ear, and I'd just be listening to I'd be listening to Les. I'd be listening to motivational speakers, even if it's a minister or something. And so, unconsciously, I think I learned the tempo. It come natural, just by unconsciously doing it.
You put in hours of studying.
I put in hours of studying. I remember you guys were telling me about, that was one of my notes I took at the conference, about 10,000 hours. That's what you talked about. About becoming a master or something, about how much time it takes. And so I put in my 10,000 hours, not of speaking, but of listening to speakers. Hey, why don't think deep. I got a cup of coffee in my hand, right? You bump into me. The cup tilts. What spills? The coffee spills. Why does coffee spill? Like, don't be deep. Just answer.
Bumped into it.
No. Why does the coffee spill? That's what's inside of it. To what you just said.
You know what I'm saying? The GED boy. I was like, okay, he said it simple.
So watch this, Maul. And again, people miss it. And I heard it, and I was like, ooh. The only thing that can come out of you when you pushed, when you agitated, when anything happens, is what's inside of you. So you get into the environment where you want to be or whatever, and you don't have what you need inside of you, what's going to come out? All the stuff that you put in. So that's all that can come out. That's why, because what I'm hearing when you say that, dog, is that's why you need to be careful, because, if you're in the right circle and you have something inside of you that's not part of that circle, you're going to get exposed. It's just going to come out. You're going to get exposed. It's going to come out.
Oh, and trust me, some people been exposed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real.
Everybody ain't with us. They can't. Everybody's not with us that started with us.
Yeah, and everybody not with their skill level.
And I'm not even saying nothing against them. Right. I'm just saying in terms of where we're headed, the reason why I get excited is because, C will be like, yo, E, Brown, like, yo, C, you don't have to understand. I want to stay on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be sweet, but got to go to another squad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there are people who have left, like, who might have been dominant on their team. Now they with a new team. So they're starting all over again. Like, no disrespect, but if Russell, I think it's Russell Westbrook, I ain't trying to be funny, but they should have stayed with.
Don't know what you did.
I'm just saying,
like, you got to go there and put up.
You feel me? But here's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, you and your boy back together again, and I know that don't got nothing to do with them because they're not their owners. But shoot, if everybody's gonna stay together, everybody should just stay together. You know what I'm saying? From the get. Now he left. Now y'all two back, but now y'all got to start all over again from scratch, building momentum or whatever. So as one of the team members, I'm geeked 7-8 years. And we got all this momentum, and I'm still not only on the team, I'm still with the momentum. You feel me? Because like you can go to another team, but you gotta start all over from scratch. You gotta get a new house. You gotta find out about that neighborhood. You gotta get comfortable in that stadium. You gotta get comfortable with the owners, the VP. Like I work in the NBA and NFL. Like it's not just the dudes that play together. You got the security guard, You got the people that's feeding you. Like, bro, you starting a life all over. So for me, I'm making sure I put the right thing in me, because if somebody gotta go, I say this all the time. Everybody not gonna stay with us, but I don't want to be one of the people that leave. Like, I want to be on the Bulls. I want to be Michael Jordan, who stayed. Mike got a statue, United States. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mike did go to the Wizards at the end.
well, he did, but no, he did. That was Mike. That was impersonator. Yeah, and notice though, Mike did that because he wanted to own the team one day. That was a strategic move. So I'm just saying, for those of you who are listening, don't ever think you at a place where you don't need to start, or you don't need to keep putting the right things
no
in.
question.
So you can stay on the squad, because all of us can be replaced on any given day at any given time. So I want to encourage those of you who might be like on the squad. Like, if you on the squad and you stay on the squad, you gotta be like geek, because you're still on the squad. Like, you've done something to stay there. And for those of you who are on top, don't get it twisted. But I can count how many people started with us in 2000. Shoot, I can show you magazines where we marketed, and the people on the magazine ain't still on the magazine, bro. So it's real. Yeah, it's real. So I just want to know, what do you do in the interim when you're waiting, whatever? Even Carl, you can talk about it. You weren't always with us, and you with us. You can talk to some people about what are some of the things you felt like you tangibly did to stay on the squad and grow with the squad as the squad is growing. Talk about the degree first of all.
So I'm saying my cheat code is being an S. So being an S, like a high S, like I do have your C teases me all the time, but I'll be honest with y'all, my superpower is learning things quickly. Yeah. So for me, it's a situation where, like, I can see that, they don't do nothing with computers. Let me learn that quickly. This sucker came in here, I don't know how long ago.
Right,
like
the whole soundboard.
The whole sound stuff, this new podcast, I have to be able to learn things quickly. Not saying that they learn things in their lane quickly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what I learned right here.
Right.
Carl,
And I learned to stay on the mic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's real. But
Carl, like, look, you got 8 buttons, and here go with all of them.
if you hit that one,
I'm
that's
like,
the sound
cool,
that
that
come out.
color coordinated for me.
But to your point, like I'm strengthening the things that I know I can do. Like, as of now, she got me editing again. I ain't edited in I don't know how long.
Fire.
I don't know how long.
Better than me and him.
But it's been a minute. But now, see, with the right, for real, just looking at and the conversation she and I had, she's like, yo, your skill set, who you are, the things around you, boom. Like, this is for real. And again, I can learn quickly. I heard it. I received it. I agreed with it. It wasn't just like, see, he's a D now.
Right.
But it was like me hearing it. I see it. I receive it. Boom. Now I'm about to go into a place where, for real, and I'm saying this with all humility, all confidence.
Come on, Carl.
Come on, man.
Come on, Carl.
Come on.
Yeah, get the bucket.
I'm serious. When the next set of stuff that I do comes out, y'all will know that I did it. Let me say it like that.
Absolutely.
Just you will know that I touched it.
That pit bull we talked about in the last one, Carl. That pit bull we talked about in the last one. Going in knowing I'm gonna finish.
Right. It's
Put my stamp on it.
But that's what it's about, adding value.
Yeah.
And see, most people, they don't think about how can they add value. They think about how can they take away or get something.
Yeah.
That's the difference
And
maker
not even see it like taking. It's just because my wife will say sometimes, why you think somebody would come? I said, sweetheart, why do flies go to I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm just saying, why, Maul? Because it provides nutrients for them. So I have to tell D all the time, stop shrimping. Why you think people come to you? Because you add value. Why would I go to people that don't add value? It don't make sense. Why would I go somewhere? She's like, why did they ask me for money? Why would you ask somebody who can give you it? She's like, well, I gave it to him the last time. Well, why would I go to somebody who never gave it to me? I would keep going back to the person that gave it to me. But you have to be disciplined as the person that's going to a source that is vibrant.
Oh, no, you told me a long time ago. I was like, man, people just, running over my time. He said, yo, you keep giving it to them. He said, let me ask you a question. If you went to an ATM every day and all you had to do was go walk up to the ATM and push enter and it spit out $500, when would you stop going? I said, never. He said, exactly. So that's what I was just trying to say. When I tell you I don't answer my phone, I'm not an ATM machine. You can't just withdraw anytime you get ready. You can't just be like, boop. Like, there are probably the people in this room and about 2 other people who I'm going to answer my phone or text you back every single time you hit. I'll just let you know. Why you hit me the other day, I couldn't answer. So I'll call you right back. And if you need something, I'll jump off right now. But there's very few people I'll do that for. And I think people, they get their feelings hurt. they get upset. But you taught me a long time ago, like, dog, if I have no boundaries around me, like, yo, people will murder your time. And I'm telling you, this is for somebody I'm talking to you. You're too heavy. People don't want to be around you because you're too heavy. Like, whatever's going on in your life, get a therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be funny. Like,
Yeah, no,
I say that in all humility. Like, dog, don't call me and dump all your, like, have you ever, you could be in a good mood. Somebody will call you and be like, man, you could tell by their voice. You could be like, man, let me just answer. I'm on the way to get some coffee or something. Yeah, I'm in the car. This is a good time to answer. Hello? Man, just, everything good, bro? Not really. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm sorry I even answered the phone. And I'm like, yo, I don't think people understand. Like, you don't endear yourself to people like that. You make yourself expendable.
No. Here's the thing. This, you gotta get help, right? You gotta learn. So I just, man, God is good. We didn't know it, but we suspected that somebody stole Jalen's Final Four ring because we couldn't find it. So it's like, sometimes when you move it, you got people that are whatever. So we got a call from the police the other day. Jalen got a call, and they was like, yo, we got your Final Four ring. Right? And I was tripping like, wow, that's big. So y'all please listen to what I'm saying. So what happened was somebody who found it is a person of boundaries. You feel me? They're a person of boundaries. They understand boundaries. And they looked and saw, this does not belong to me. This belongs to Jalen Thomas. So they literally, they didn't even find it in Lansing. It wasn't even in Lansing. So the person did their homework. I don't know how they found Bug, but they actually got to him and was like, yo, we got it. And give us an address. We're going to put it in Federal Express and get it to you. Right? So here's what I'm saying. So you have two types of people. You have one group, when they find something that's of value, even though it does not belong to them, they don't know how to take care of something that's of value. So some things that are of value, you're supposed to use. Some things are value, you have boundaries. And he said it with the horse. It does not belong to you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of y'all can't blow up. So to give y'all a real example. As a speaker, as a leader, as a shepherd, there are people, Maul, who share with me and give things to me of value that they wouldn't give to anybody else because I am a high I. I understand boundaries. So I don't take, even though somebody would come to me at their weakest moment and share some of their weakest things and make themselves vulnerable to me, I don't take what does not, you feel me, Maul? Like, I don't take that from them. I don't go, you know what, you weaker than me. It's like C said when he was young. As a high D, he bullied the bully. So the reason why God has elevated me is because I don't take things that don't belong to me because I can. So there are people who got money that I could go to right now and talk them down and be like, yo, I need X, Y, and Z. You never hear E on the going, I need money. Why? Because I'm not going to use my influence in a negative way. So there are people that you haven't blown up because you will take things that don't belong to you. And you will go further than where you're supposed to go. And you'll stay longer than you're supposed to stay. And you don't respect stuff. So to Maul's point, I gave Maul my note because he may need to use it. But Maul knows, even though the ATM machine will spit out money, it is a malfunction in the ATM machine. I can't keep going and taking money out. Exactly. Now, can I go and take it out? Absolutely, because it will allow me to. But is it right to do it? No, it's not right. And here's the bigger piece, Paul. I actually got elevated long before people knew me in the world. I got elevated by my boys because my boys would leave a wallet. I don't know if it was on purpose or it was not on purpose, but the next day they come, I'll be like, yo, bro, here go your wallet with all the stuff in it. So my boys started trusting me like, yo, he ain't robbing. Or the one I love the most, Maul, is that my boys would be like, hey, my girl coming in from the airport, can you come pick up my girl? Now, some dudes wouldn't trust other dudes with their girls because they knew, but because they saw I was faithful to Didi, and when I would be around them, I wasn't trying to talk to other women. They entrusted me with the stuff that was dearest to them. Now, as adults, they call me about their kids. Can you get my son in this school? Or can you take my son's film and show it to a coach? So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, you think that you're getting over by getting over, but you're exposing yourself. When you call and you're not supposed to call, you expose it. You telling me who you trust. That's it. You telling me. You remember? And so to Maul's point, you're exposing yourself when you overuse the number. You're exposing yourself when you overuse our network. You're exposing yourself. So I think Maul actually blew up because over the years we found out who he was, specifically C, and C was like, "Whoa, this dude can be trusted." So the reason why I don't want you on stage is because if you get on stage, some of the women on in the audience who are hurt, who are going through transitions in their marriage or with their boyfriends, you gonna get on stage now and use that influence to manipulate them. And we cannot let you take what we've built up and tear it down. So we spent years with Josh trying to really get to discover who Josh was. Now, let me tell y'all how Josh blew up. Josh didn't blow up because of me and Josh. Didi and Bear got close. Didi and Bear start when they would travel, go get dessert together and have conversations together. So as I'm looking at Bear, I'm looking at, whoa, Bear is a phenomenal kid. Bear has respect for Didi, respect for me. So Josh must be a good dude because his seed, his fruit, you will know a tree by its fruit. Then Josh must be solid because his kids are solid. So then when his wife and my wife was like, oh, she cool, I have to cool, oh, Didi cool, it was like, oh, I could trust this dude. You feel me? And so now Josh is in the circle and Josh is not going to steal people's money or having side conversations. And so when I put you on and you trying to get a deal without me, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're about. You're not about the
And
family.
the crazy thing is, when you come on like that, when you come in with that like manipulative spirit, like we know what your intentions are. You know what I'm saying?
Always sure.
You know what I mean? Like we can tell real quick what your intentions are. There was somebody who, I'm gonna just be real. They came on and hosted like a guest lesson and BU. And then the next thing I knew, they were trying to sell like $20,000 coaching packages. I'm like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, come on, sis, what are you thinking? Like, you trying to upset my people like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? It was a mistake in my this was 5 years ago. But just to your point, man, people come on and they got that poverty spirit of, hey, give me. You know what I mean? And come on, and like I said, to me, you can just endear yourself to people by just either adding value or taking away stress.
And everybody needs to see. Here's the deal, Maul. I don't care who you are, CEO, NFL, NBA. I just had one of my NBA clients the other day I was with, and he had a dude walking with him. And I was like, I get it. You in the league, bro. Like, you need a bodyguard. You probably going to make some crazy decisions. You might be clubbing. You need a dude with you. You know what I'm saying? You're a teacher. You're a father. You ET, the hip-hop preacher. Everybody has, I got a son, bro, who a high D. You know what I'm saying? And young. So I need all the D. I got Ed on him. I got C on him. I got Maul on. Like, he a young D, bro. And so I need help with my son. I got a daughter. I've got people in real estate. Terica, my daughter, like, I love Maul, but Maul the dude. You know, my daughter, like, I want to work with a female. I'm like, all right, cool. So I need help. I can't help her in real estate, but that's what she wants to do. You feel me? So I got people in a circle who I trust enough to say, yo, this is my daughter. You feel me? Like, this ain't my whatever. This my only child, my only girl. You feel me? And so we all need help. And so instead of coming to the game with give me, yo, for real, you probably get more by really taking care of a person's need than you would coming in with your hands out.
I just remembered. So there's a company that reached out to sponsor my wallet over there. Put it in there for me.
Come on.
It's somewhere over there. It's somewhere over there. They reached out to me and they wanted me to be a part of their product.
Yeah.
All right. Each thing was, yo, I have some people in my circle, in my family that really benefit from this product. Like, for real. Like, Jada being one of them. Like, my daughter. Yeah. I hadn't heard back from them since.
Because they just want me to do it.
But what are your motives? I'm just saying, if you want to be down with E, who better to help? And E was like, yo, I think Jada would really benefit from this.
I knew she would.
So I'm like, hey, to be honest, I don't know that this is ideal for E right now, but he's super excited about having his daughter do it. And if you can get with his daughter, there's an opportunity.
Give me the cricket.
Give me the dial tone.
Yeah.
I haven't heard nothing back yet because your motives are, I want E to help blow me and my company up. It's not mutual.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to help E out.
But I think when you get in a position, man, I always say, blow yourself up before you blow yourself up.
Break that down.
Blow yourself up
Yeah.
before you blow yourself up. Before I even got to this position, like, and some people, they, I done heard all kind of stuff. People ask me, like, man, like I was just a police officer. I wasn't doing nothing. And CJ just took me out the gutter, and he just dust me out. Oh man, we were just talking about this. Hey, they was like, wow, like Eric Thomas was homeless, and CJ dusted him off. And you were a minimum wage. You were a minimum wage cop. And CJ dusted you off from a minimum wage cop. I'm telling you, son.
A wise man once said, never let facts get in the way of a good story.
Hey, we just blessed to be here. You know what I'm saying? But the thing
Somebody
is,
had to save your Negroes.
but the thing is, I was focusing on blowing myself up. Meaning I became a millionaire in 4 different businesses before I came around and became another millionaire with ETA.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So blow
If you
yourself
want to be
up.
around the 1%, be someone who the 1% wants to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that could mean so much.
A lot of nuggets to.
Oh yeah, that could mean so much.
Listen, man.
It's
Listen.
not be a millionaire.
No,
It could mean so much.
man. It's so many people, bro, who I love being around, who may not be doing well, and Jamie right here. Jamie set the studio, bro. I love being around Jamie. I would never not answer Jamie. Like, Jamie call me right now, I answer the phone. That's my dude. Like, Jamie has an energy about him,
For sure.
That
Did you ever tell Jamie you wanted the studio when he was building this?
never.
I know. I never said nothing to him.
I never said nothing to him.
Added value.
He talked.
Never asked him.
Listen to him. He talked to me about it.
Right. Never said nothing. I didn't even know he was building this particular studio here. He
I
said
didn't know.
we were going to build ETA offices.
Right.
He never said nothing about the podcast studio. But I'm saying in general, listen, even if he didn't build this or do stuff like that, which he does, like Jamie just popped up at my mom and dad crib one time. Me and Kent was there with a bunch of salmon and just like put it on the door and like knocked on the door and
And
dipped.
bounce.
You know what I'm saying?
Drive
Like,
by.
no, I'm just saying, like that's the kind of dude Jamie. And when you see him, like, yo, he just make you feel good. I got other people I see, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's either they either need some money, they down on their luck, and I gotta carry you. And I'm like, man, that gets taxing. Like, yo, I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and a whole wife who only wants me to get massages from men. Apparently, it's a whole thing. My house is in turmoil. And, you know what I'm saying? And you want me to
How dare you?
and you're right. And you want me to sit up here and listen to all your problems. I'm like, my man, I'm proud. And you grown. You grown. You older than me. I'm like, bro.
You might as well just say his name at this point. I mean, you're getting close. Bro.
Hey, I'm gonna call him right now. He's not home. So no, but it just gets taxing. And so I really like, seriously, if you at home right now, wherever you at, like just ask yourself, like, man, am I heavy? Like, am I somebody?
Let's do it real quick. Let's go around round table. We're looking at the phone. Let's talk about.
You're trying to get. I want to shut the studio down.
Let's talk
We're gonna have to
about.
put on more houses collateral.
Let's look at ball.
I should go through your phone and talk and say who answered, who don't answer.
Feel me? So let's not do that then. Let's just do characteristics then. Ball, we'll start with you. Give us a couple of characteristics.
Hey, look, can we let the drop play all the way? Listen to the question.
Yo, that's fun.
So Ball, let's give me a couple. You look at the phone, not people, but characteristics where you go, I'm not answering that. What's some of the things that people have said or done that not you?
Start with the low hanging fruit. Somebody you know. No, I'm just saying somebody who gonna call on your phone instantly and be like, "Yo, I need to borrow a couple dollars."
Oh yeah. I mean,
you like on the block list.
yeah. I mean, that's number one. I get hit with that a lot.
people just asking for money, and it's just like, bro, like I worked to get to this position. I can't get I saved, I sacrificed, and you was just frivolous with your money. And you talked about me at one point in time. Ooh. You called me cheap. Ooh. You was like, Jamal, I don't ever want to spend money on nothing. But now all of a sudden, you want me to spend it on you. You want me to spend it on you. So that's number one. Good. Give me another one. Another one. Because actually, man, I would rather, in real talk, I would rather a person go ask me for money than my time. 100%. Because I can make the money back. Matter of fact, I make money every hour, right? Every hour, 24 hours a day, I'm making money. But my time, bruh, once you take my time away, I can't never get it back. My kids, I think, C talked about how his son, how Trey is growing every day. Clothes, he buying them new clothes and stuff like that. He can't see him grow. So when you asking me for my time, you're asking me to take my time away from my children, take my time away from my wife, take my time away from myself. So that's the one, man. When people say, man, let me, and then they say, and they always say, let me take, or let me borrow, let me have, like 10 minutes of your time.
Just pick your brain.
You just write these down. If you're doing these, stop right now. It's going to elevate your game. All right, Carl, give me
so I was going there.
Me and Carl just worked through this about 3 days ago. I said, Carl, you don't have to answer your phone, right?
So he's fresh then.
So I'm talking about fresh.
So then by 10 people hit me, was like, yeah, you heard from Carl?
I'm talking about shut it all down.
Carl took it to heart.
Yeah. No. My thing is, if you call me, you do, and here's the problem. You do know that I'm busy. Yeah. You do know my life. Even if it ain't work, I do have 2 kids. I got a wife. My parents are with me a lot of the time. All right. When I pick up the phone, but when I look at the phone, I know you're not the person that's going to ask me a question and say, bet, hang up. I'm struggling. I'm being real.
Dragging out.
If you're going to be dragging it out, like serious, like, or tell me, hey, let me know when you can talk. All right, give me, like that's a different thing. But like in the middle of the day, you're calling me. I guess people assume that we don't work. I don't know where they get that concept from. But you call me in the middle of the day, you want to have a 30-minute conversation. Like I don't have that kind of time. I promise you, even if I did, I don't know if this is how I want to spend it. That's number one.
And it's dangerous for Carl too, because he ain't the one to just hang up on you. I'll tell you flat out in a minute. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So Carl on the phone for 3.5 hours, like
right. And of course that's changing now.
I'll be like, yo.
But he was exactly.
No, I was about to say, have you ever been on the phone with a person and they asking you something? You give them your advice. Yes, and they want to still get their own boy. It don't make sense. Why did you call me? Why are we wasting 30 minutes on the phone? You get checked off the list if you listen. You get checked off the list.
Jump to the next one. The next one is somebody that calls.
No listeners next week.
Oh, it's over. We got the bucket.
We're going to have no listeners next week. Next week, welcome to the podcast.
It's that person that you've already asked 2 or 3 other people for advice.
Right, and then you
calling me asking my opinion when you know what you're gonna do anyway. You know what I'm saying? So those are 2 of the big ones for me.
Oh yeah, no question. That's the biggest thing is I told you a long time ago, people hit my phone and talk for 30 minutes straight and they'd be like, man, appreciate you, bro. You just added so much to my life. I'm like, bro, I ain't say nothing. And so for you.
So for me it's
and listen. If you get put on E's ban list,
it's bad.
Because let me tell you something.
It's over, friends.
E will be in the middle of speaking. I'm talking about in front of 5,000 people. And if he want to answer, he'll be like, see, take this, come get the phone, take it out in the hallway and tell this person, I'll call him right back. Because he don't want you to feel like you got. So if you getting ghosted by the hip hop preacher, let me tell you something.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Hey, elementary school kids got E number.
No question. And they can text me.
No doubt. If you're getting ghosted by E, may God have mercy on your soul.
So that I can round it off, it's not mutual. So if you calling me, you call me 3 or 4 times, and each time I had to do something for you, and you didn't do nothing for me, then I'm ousting you because it's too much work. Like the relationship is just over. It's just
3 strikes, you're out.
It's just too much work. Number 2, when you call and you only talking. You calling and you talking. Like you ain't I can't say nothing.
You remember that? See, like I watched E on the phone, and E would literally sit the phone down and have a conversation with us. And I'm talking about 5 minutes, no exaggeration. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they don't know E gone. E just looked at the phone. Yeah. Put it right back down. Continue talking. Crazy.
Yeah. So those are 2 You call me talking about something that has no value to none of us. You're talking about you gossiping, or you're talking about somebody else's problems, or you're talking to me about a problem and you don't want no solution for it. I'm killing it. It's over. It's dead. Number 4, I give you advice and you don't take it. It's over. Just don't call me no more. Because apparently you already know what you need to be
You
doing.
ain't did nothing with the last 8 pieces of advice I gave you.
Yeah. And then final one, if I told you that I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you thought I wanted to talk to you at 3, I'm killing you. Don't ever call me again. I told you I was getting up at
No
3.
boundaries.
Yeah, I told you I was getting up at 3. I told you I was praying, and you hit me up to tell me, E, what's up? I know you up at 3. I'm killing you. That's it. That's my time with God. You're being disrespectful, whatever. And here's the final one. You read the assessment, get trained in the execution, extreme execution, boy, and you know
you go too specific.
Yeah.
You need a sure.
And you know I'm a high I, and you try to call me and read the script off. I'm killing you. Like you like E a high I. So he like to be affirmed. And you call me like, E man, I'm just calling to let you know, man, I'm affirming you. I'm cutting you, bro.
Reverse psychology.
I'm killing you. Because there's no genuineness. Bro, there's no genuineness.
How do we phrase? I was just thinking, how do we phrase?
I'm cutting you if you read the book. You didn't learn how to read the book. I'm cutting you, flat out. Again, simple. You don't add value. You take. That's all the stuff we said. If that's you, the way to turn everything around is to start asking yourself authentically, don't send me no t-shirts. I don't need no more t-shirts. Oh, here's the other one. If you give me your book and tell me take a picture with it, and you know I never read it, I'm cutting you at this point. All right? I'm cutting you.
All right, real quick, before we wind up, though, I do want to give a few practical strategies, or just let me say this practically, because I know we got a lot of feelings hurt, and I want y'all to listen to next week's podcast. We're going to talk about money.
Feelings hurt, but you're going to make more money, though.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the 1%.
So I hope that we made clear that you don't have to add value financially.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be a sweet speaker. You don't have to know how to do sweet tech stuff. We're asking whatever gifts God bless you with to try to bless us with. And that's what all of us have done. Like, I don't care what, like Jamie can cook really well. My dad can cook really well. So what does my dad do? He goes up to Sexton, my old high school. My pops my pops goes up to Sexton and cooks breakfast. I'm talking about takes a skillet to Sexton and makes pancakes and eggs for the students. Bro, that's his gift. My pops ain't.
You put that box.
My pops right outside. My pops ain't got to do that. He trying to use his gift to serve. And again, find out what your gift is, master it, and bring that to the table. And if you could bring that to the table, people want to be around you, dog.
Hey,
people would love to be around you.
Let you go first.
So I just want to show real quick. So C was talking to me about one podcast. I got in the car and was smashing. So we heard
all we heard in the background was a little swirl.
and he asked, and I was like, yo, I'm hitting these Cheeto Puffs. That's what I'm doing. And somebody heard about the Cheeto. Now I'm not asking you to do this. Please don't do this. But a college student that attends our church, college student, they ain't got that bread like that. I get a box. I'm like, what is this? I didn't even see this. It's the first time I saw the Cheeto logo. But it is a box full of Cheeto Puffs. And I love it because she bought the little small bag, right? And again, this is probably not the best gift in terms of my health, but I've had 2 and they've been here for a month. So the box is
Get in that mic.
If you can see, the box is still full for everybody want to make comments.
How many times did you refill?
Never refilled it.
Fire right down the street.
Hey, I really only had one. I got the second one today, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't get the second one. I got the second one today.
But let me say this though, blow your mind. Whose daughter is?
It's Jamie's daughter.
It's just talking about.
It's Jamie's daughter. College student.
What did you say?
No.
The fruit don't fall that far.
Fruit don't fall that far from the tree.
You just like, bruh. I'm saying
You can pass that taker spirit onto your children, or you can pass that giving spirit onto your children. Jamie done picked up on what her father do. She done picked up on it, and now she done sent E something because she know the game now. She know how to play the game, and she in college. And I'm telling you, some of y'all are taking, some of you take. Your kids watching you, and they become take.
So E, I was gonna bring up Eddie. I thought that's what you were telling applause. Actually, get the applause, Eddie. And let me just tell y'all this: y'all are listening to this podcast, and I'm not editing the podcast. We got one dude that his skill set. Eddie, shout out to you. His skill set is audio engineering. That's what he does. Eddie's like, yo, I got you. Just send me the podcast. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. I send it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It go out on Thursday.
We finished the
Detroit Lions. He sent it to Detroit Lions time.
Field goal.
We
kicked a nice little 32 yards.
I'm just saying, like, that's his gift, and he using it and bending over backwards. Eddie's telling me, and I'll share this, like, with the video, we were having an issue syncing. Eddie's like, yo, send me what camera you're using. Like, I'll research it. He's doing everything in his power to add value. How long do you think it was before I was on the phone with him and his wife with the assessment?
Oh, quick.
I was like, yo, I gotta add value to you because what you like, you blessing this whole community with your gift. So I don't even know if I can monetarily take care of you for that. Like, I gotta do something that's more important than that for you, because what you've done with your gift is now changed the world.
That's it. Does he speak?
Eddie don't say that.
Is he a real estate mogul?
No.
He don't rap.
Does he dunk?
Right. I'm saying he's using his gift.
What he had?
And again, we talked about that. Stop looking over other people's stuff going, oh,
What
man.
does he get?
Of course, Jamal, circle you trying to be in if you bring your gift to that circle. But you in desperation. You desperate, as my brother E like to say. You desperate. Right? You desperate. And so what happens is, again, you get desperate and you just go take. And you forget that you got to give. You know what I'm saying? Get back to knowing you got a gift and get back to taking Organifi. All right? The Superfood Green Juice powder that the whole squad is on. Organifi.
This is
Organifi, the Superfood Green Juice powder, man. Shout out to them for keeping us right, keeping our health tight, right? If you want to look like Maul, drink some Organifi, all right? This is,
drink two
you know what
of
I'm saying?
I'm not drinking enough.
Believe it or not, he does still drink it too. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Organifi, man, for being our sponsor, title sponsor of this podcast. Always doing a great job keeping us loaded up, keeping us healthy, man. That's health is wealth, and we appreciate that. We also want to give a big shout out to our newest sponsor, man, Capital Invest LLC.com.
What it do?
Listen, man, they sponsoring the 1% in 2020. They sponsoring the podcast now. They sponsoring the Make Real Estate Real. They just rock with what we do, man, and we rock with them. And so, listen, man, if you're in the DC area, Capital Invest is the go-to resource for real estate investors in and around DC. All right, Capital Invest provides education, networking opportunities, and mentorship. All right, to support the company, make sure you go to CapitalInvestLLC.com. That's CapitalInvestLLC.com. Go check them out, y'all. We appreciate it, and I appreciate the sponsorship. I do have one or two questions. If y'all want to do them, right, you got to go.
I got 10 minutes. We've been at 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
So another 10 will be ours.
So we can go Ask ET. I got quite a few here that are built up.
When you come back to the hate mail, I like that.
Oh, hate mail. We got it. Don't get me. Don't get it twisted. We got it. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll go. How about next? Not next podcast. The next. Let's see. Somebody said, Jamie in Minnesota said, thank you guys so much for the podcast. I just started listening a few months ago, and now I'm working my way through all the previous episodes. Quick question. Who does ET go to for advice?
So for advice, the community, right here.
Yeah, so on the problem.
It depends on the problem. I keep it right here in my community. I mean, I got doing real estate, I call Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got people right inside this circle. Like, I keep it within the family. We eat our own dog food.
So Darian in Athens, Georgia says, ET, when you create content, do you have one group in mind that you're targeting, or are you just giving a general message?
I have generally a group. So if I'm, going to Michigan State University, of course, it's students. Depending on what time it is, it's like beginning of the school year, middle of the school year, end of the school year. When I go speak to corporate, I'm thinking about, corporate people and what are their challenges. So I usually do have an avatar, when I'm presenting. I do. Makes it easier. Because I got content all in my head, but we have an avatar, it gives you a focus.
Ishmael said, hey.
Ishmael, Rocket.
He said, "Hey fellas, need you guys to settle a debate between me and my best friend. We both listen to the podcast and love it. Wondering what you guys thought was a better show, Martin or Fresh Prince?"
I'm Martin.
Definitely Martin is the original.
Yeah.
Definitely Martin.
I don't even watch the Fresh Prince when it first came out.
Ooh,
Martin all day.
It's just not. I'm not. Hey, I love Will Smith. Everything my man touches next level. I just felt like I didn't really relate to I didn't really understand the Fresh Prince. I really did.
man, y'all
Marty,
I didn't have a rich Uncle Phil.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
No cousins like that.
What you say?
I said Martin for the originality of Martin. Like Martin was groundbreaking.
Wow, I don't know if I could just let y'all bury Fresh Prince that
We didn't
fast.
bury
We gotta
We
choose.
didn't bury it.
We gotta
I feel
choose.
like, you know what, the only reason I might say Fresh Prince, I feel like, first of all, Martin fell off when Gina left. Like,
I
it
don't
got
even
real
remember
bad.
that. You talking about?
Yeah,
It got
crazy.
real bad after she
Yeah,
left.
but that's we
Yeah.
talking about.
And that might only been a season. But, Carl, fact check, how many seasons was Fresh Prince and then Mark? Because I feel like Fresh Prince was out forever. Like, remember, Fresh Prince was still dope when he went to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were
I didn't never knew it was dope, to be honest.
oh, Fresh Prince. Oh, come on. It's
It wasn't on the level of Martin.
y'all got a little age
It
on
was
me, though.
more. It was more on the level of like Jamie Foxx.
Y'all was don't let me throw Saved by the Bell in there. Y'all really, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was with E when he talking about good time.
Wait, you don't know Saved by the Bell?
Oh, no question.
Y'all know Saved by the Bell?
I never watched it.
Yeah, we heard of it.
What?
I watched a couple.
Saved by the Bell?
Now, here's what I want to do, though. Because
Oh
when
my
people don't
God.
realize,
5, Fresh Prince 6.
Oh, really?
it was there. But here's what people don't realize. This is not a debate between podcast. When we go here, this is where the hidden CJ being white comes out. And people don't understand that's what's going on. That's all. They don't understand. That's what's going on, friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like Saved by the Bell. That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, Saved by the Bell.
No question.
No, I'm hey.
But a lot of you boys in the hood will watch Saved by the Bell.
white thing?
He has to be. Saved by the Bell.
Bro, we was watching
Lisa
the Jeffersons. We was watching the Jeffersons. You know what I'm saying? Good times.
We might have done on different strokes.
Oh, yeah, right.
No, I did catch a little
I
different.
know you was a lot of different
Yeah,
strokes, bro.
Right.
Yeah, now the world don't move to be just one drop. Yeah, no, come on, I'm on that.
Man, work son.
Hey.
So, man,
Webster. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about Webster.
You know about Webster.
We know about
We got
Webster.
Webster.
Okay. But no, hey, man, hey, y'all write in or in the YouTube comments, leave me a comment if Saved by the Bell was a white thing, because I could have sworn Lisa Turtle.
who is that?
I know Weezy Jefferson.
Weezy, you know what I'm saying?
And when people say, man, what's wrong with your leg? What's wrong like that? I'm like, it was the Jefferson, bro. I still got caught. I thought I was doing something, bro. Sweet Willie, you know what I'm saying? I got caught up on that. Oh, wow. See, Saved by the Bell. Okay.
Oh, man, Zach Morris was like my hero. Zach Morris?
Oh, man, yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, my bad. I'm gonna go back and watch it
Yeah.
because I want to be able to relate.
I'm hurt.
Let me apologize. The
Sure.
camera stopped, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all only got the first half.
I'm hurt.
On here.
Yeah.
No. I'm hurt.
The card that you had, you probably had some other stuff on there. It
Dog.
was a 128 gift, though. So I thought,
No kidding, dog. Seriously.
Oh, Zach Morris, huh?
Never heard of
Slater, AC Slater, Jesse Spano.
Never heard of
ooh, you know the
Kelly-
name. Is this
Kelly-
man that's got somebody named Screech?
Screech?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Screech. There you go.
Screech is
That's the only person I heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Screech.
Wow, see,
And that's
you
only
knew
because
it,
I had a
though.
kid in my
Oh, bro,
class,
no, listen,
and they said you a Screech looking cat. That's it. I said, who's Screech? And they showed the picture.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched it, but I ain't know it like that. Yeah,
There's no black people on
Kelly
there.
Kapowski.
Kelly Kapowski. Wow. You know what the GDC, I couldn't even pronounce that. I couldn't. But I do know the one guy that's in there. Now when I go to the hotels, he on all the hotel stuff.
Yeah, he blew up. You know what I'm saying? He blew up. Everybody's doing big things. And then they did have Saved by the Bell the college years, and then it wasn't quite the same.
How many episodes was that?
That was about a season.
Right.
We was watching Steve Urkel.
Yo, okay, Family Matters.
Family Matters,
That was a classic.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole TGI Friday lineup was really a movie. Hey, well, hey, I guess again, I was born in 82, so I'm a 36, 35, 37. I
All
need y'all
right
to
there
know.
with you, though, all 40. I'm 42, bro.
Hey, I'm the 70s, bro. We was doing the bump.
Hey, I'm teasing. I'm 79. I'm teasing to this show.
When is Carl's birthday?
Oh, next. Yeah, nah.
Right there.
Here now.
Wow.
When is the 17th?
The 23rd.
Yeah.
About to join the 40 club.
Your birthday is, oh, wow. Yeah.
Right
Wow.
now, hey, it's just gonna show you. I don't even know. I ain't trying to be 40. I ain't
Oh,
want
it's a
no
beautiful
parts.
thing, dog. Lifestyle
Happy
40.
birthday, man. 40 years old.
Shout out to Carl. Always have a multitude.
Yeah.
Is the 40s the best one though?
I got
No, I would say yes. The reason why I say
You
yes,
just told me you had to soak your feet in the ice bucket after you spoke.
That's because I'm trying to run with that's me. Listen. Even when I was 21, I would have to soak my feet in the bucket, running with the ET, the hip hop preacher. So that's a whole nother podcast. But dog, at 40 is the only time in life, like when you hit 20, you hit strength, right? As man strength, but you ain't have no money. When you hit 30, you was just finding out about yourself.
Yeah, you getting into it.
Your whole 30s wasn't sweet. It wasn't sweet. Your whole 30s you realize, like, man, I'm growing older. Ain't in my 20s no more. You got a different, let me settle. Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff happening to you. But at 40, that's the time when everything come together. That's the time, bro. That's when your strength, you ain't gonna never, check it out, you ain't gonna never be smarter and physically strong like you are right now. This is what the time.
Oh, so 40 is when you get that grown man strength?
That's what no.
Your hands will be all rubbing.
That's when you got the mind to go with it, dog. I'm telling you, that's it all click together for you at 40.
Let's go.
It's a different kind of focus, dog. Different.
Feel like I'm at a nursing home.
Hey, nursing home.
I feel like I'm at a nursing home.
1%. It's a grown man.
Hey, if you two want to be in part of the 40 club, call these guys up. Listen, man, appreciate y'all listening. Phenomenal Life Mexico is going down. Listen, if you want to come to Mexico with us, Maul will be there. He'll be there. Carl will be there. Everybody
Yeah.
will be in the building.
We have a 40s party.
I'm in the video there, guys.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
Somebody call Josh right now because
Get some
as
water,
my other white
take a little break, and then if I got time, I'll come back and finish up what I'm writing right now. Thank y'all for watching. I'm just documenting my journey. Hope y'all have a great day, and I will talk to you guys later or tomorrow. Most likely going to be later though. So I will see you later.